fact, all they kept saying is, this is the most secure election in the history of our country.
There you have President Trump voice lampooning some of the people who were part of his first administration. Of course, as you know, he keeps saying the 2020 presidential election was rigged somehow to make him lose. He threw in China in the Thursday evening speech for accessing voter information that is publicly available. There was no proof one single vote that year was electronically changed or magically changed, and nothing to suggest the election outcome was overthrown. Now, I want to point out even some of the supposed Trump-friendly media operations introduced with a bit of cynicism. CBS News, with its parent company now controlled by a family of Trump supporters, carried the speech but dumped out after about 18 minutes. It didn't go on much longer. NBC and ABC refused to carry the address live, which had the president calling for regulatory punishment to be handed down by his lapdog, Brendan Carr, the chairman of the Federal Communications Commission. What's most dangerous about the speech was where the president claimed there was amazing evidence of election cheating. There was very little of it he could seem to prove. Again, that was all about 2020. The most dangerous part, really, was toward the end, where he promised federal intervention to do whatever it takes to make sure the upcoming midterms are truly, freely conducted.
And we're also committing to be working with those states and local jurisdictions to help them fix and patch known technical vulnerabilities before the midterm elections. We have very important elections coming up. We want those elections to be honest. I've also ordered DHS to notify every state about non-citizens on their voter rolls and direct them to remove all ineligible voters from the lists immediately. But most importantly, addressing this crisis of election security demands that Congress must pass the Save America Act. How easy is that to do unless you want to cheat? The only reason you wouldn't do it is you want to cheat because your policies are so bad and your candidates are so pathetic that you can't get away or can't get elected any other way.
The midterms could flip control of the House and Senate to Democrats, and what the president hints at should alarm anybody who thinks elections should be free. The Save America Act would require proof of citizenship to vote and practically eliminate mail-in voting. Both of those ideas would likely help the Republican Party. There are not enough Senate Republicans, possibly not even enough House Republicans, right now willing to let the federal government oversee the election and decide who and how votes can be cast. But that doesn't mean the administration won't try to seize control of the elections in some way. Unlike 2020, there is no Attorney General William Barr brave enough to tell Donald Trump he'd lost. Of course, this year, it's about control of Congress. Now, if you like what you've seen and heard here on this feed, please pass it along to someone else. I'm trying to get more views. Please pass it along to someone else you think might also get some use of this particular channel. Let's put it that way. With Ear on the White House, I'm Bob Costantini.